Hello and welcome back to this video. In our previous video, we were able to download and install our Git application. So in this video, we are going to start working with modules and packages. So the first thing we are going to do is that I'm going to launch Git. So I want us to be interacting with the Git terminal from now henceforth. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to click on this search box and I'm going to type in Git. So you can see Git is already popped up, but I'm going to just hit open, and here I am going to write a simple command cd desktop. So this will take me in this terminal I am presently in on this desktop. And now you can see now that I have a folder that I created on this desktop called modules and packages. So I could hit enter and I'm going to write this command ls. So this is a bash command and it's going to list all the items that I have on this desktop. So if I hit enter, we see the files and the folders that I have on this desktop. Okay, so this is the folder that we are going to be working with. So I'm going to write another command and I'm going to write cd modules and packages. So I am not going to write everything completely. So I just wrote the first three words, and because this is the only folder that has that name, I'm going to just hit tab and this will complete this type the name for me. So I'm going to hit enter and I'm going to open this folder in VS Code. So I'm going to just write code dot. So this simply means use VS Code and open this folder, and I'll hit enter. So and this command has run successfully and our VS Code is going to open in the background. So right now our VS Code is open and we are currently in this module and packages folder. So I'm going to close every other thing that I have here. And as you can see, if I toggle this, you can see that we don't have any files here yet. And the next thing that I would want us to do is that I'm going to hit this terminal. And why I want us to do this is because I want us to start interacting directly with the Git terminal instead of the normal PowerShell terminal we've been interacting with in our Visual Studio Code. So I want us to be working directly with the Git terminal. So I'm going to come to this place, this button here, and I'm going to see all the terminals that I have. We have the PowerShell that we've been working with. Now we have the Git bash. Then we have the command prompt, the number CMD that comes with the Windows, and I'm going to just hit on this Git bash. So now you see the interface of our terminal is now changed a bit. So from here, we are going to be writing our Git commands. We could work with it from here. The only thing we would have done was to each time we want to work inside the particular folder, whatever command we want to write for that folder, we come here and write the cd command and make sure we are in that folder. For instance, I'm going to just write this other command cd dot dot, and this will take me a folder backwards. So if I write ls, I just have two folders here. The other folder is tutorial. So assuming the file that I want to work with is inside this tutorial, or that I want to push to Git, that I want to stage or use Git on is inside this tutorial, I will just cd tutorial and then I'll start running all the Git commands that I want to run is on that particular file. I open that file in VS Code and I'll be making changes to the file, and I will be coming here to write my Git commands. Okay, so I'm going to close this for now. So right now we can see now that our Git bash terminal is now here seated directly in our VS Code, so we can interact with it directly in our VS Code. So the next I'm going to do is to create a folder, and I'm going to call it sample package. So I'm going to type it in here, sample underscore package. Okay, now this is a folder, and if you come to desktop and come inside this modules and packages, you are going to see that I have sample package here. So back to our VS Code, this is a package. Now this will bring me to the explanation of modules, packages, and libraries. So what is a module? A module is just a Python file that contains maybe classes and methods, that is functions and variables. That is it. So a module is just like another name for file in package. So when you say you are importing a module, you are simply importing a file into your own script. That is your own file that you're working with. Okay, so we can create a module inside this folder. So I am going to call it sample module underscore module dot py. So this is a module. I just created a file and you can just call it a module. Now, well, you can call it a module when you have when it has functionalities that you can work with, but basically a Python file is a module, right? So now, what is a package? A package in Python is simply a folder that contains Python modules. So that is just it. A package is a folder. So when you say you are installing a package, so it simply means that you are installing some kind of folder that has been written with a bunch of Python files and has been hosted online. So you are installing this folder as a working folder as well into your workspace, and you are going to be importing the files, that is the modules that are in that folder. Simple. Now, when you talk about a library is simply a collection of packages and modules. So assuming I have a bunch of probably 10 to 20 folders here, and each of the folders contain a lot of modules, then we have some sort of a library. So just view it as a normal library that has a lot of shelves, and in that shelves you have a lot of books, right? So when you have a library, it means a lot has gone into that work, and that library is probably meant to perform some certain actions, but that library can handle a lot of things, yeah, and it has a lot of folders, a lot of packages, and probably some packages and then modules in it. So this is a simple explanation of packages, modules, and libraries. Okay, so right now we are going to be learning how to create our own modules and packages and how to import them, right? So now this is a folder that we have created, sample package. So I am going to edit the name and I am going to call it sample package one. And also I am going to create another package. So I'm going to click on this root directory and I'm going to create another package. So I'm going to call it sample package 2. Now we have two different packages in this working directory. So and in here, I'm also going to create another module. So I am going to still call it sample module 1 because it is in another package. So I'm going to type in sample module 1. Now we have, oh, I did not add the .py extension. So I'm going to rename and I'm going to add the py extension. So I have .py. And now we have our Python icon beautifully displayed for us. So I'm going to close this. So now we have two modules and two packages. Now, on the root of this directory, I am going to create a normal Python file that is not inside any module or any package. So I am going to call it main.py, and this is the main file that we are going to be working with. So see these are as the files that we've been working with, and see the sample module and sample package as the modules that we have been importing into our files that we've been working with, right? So if I come to this file now and I write an import statement, so now you can see that this is showing us that we have sample package 1 and sample module 1. So these two packages are now importable into our main file, right? So, but for the meantime, I am going to clear this. And I'm going to add something else into this modules. And that thing I'm going to be adding is called the init file. Okay, so I am going to inside this module now, I'm going to type in underscore underscore init and then close it with a double underscore again, then add my .py. So now this is an init file. So I am going to add this for this other file here, and I'm going to click add file. So I'm going to add my double underscore in it, then close with the double underscore again, dot py. Now, any package that you ever import should have or has this init.py. So what is the work of this init.py? Well, this is like the initialization file, and this enables Python to see these packages as reusable and importable, right? So it helps Python to know that you want this folder not just to be folder, but to be used as a Python package, right? And another thing about this init.py files is that it contains the base code for those two packages, or for that package that you're working with or that you're creating, right? So any code that you want to be uniform to all of the, assuming I have multiple modules inside this package, I probably have sample module 2 dot py. So now I have multiple modules inside this package 1. So any code that should be accessed by these two, I am going to add in this init.py file. Well, not necessarily accessed, but well, you could say accessed because the both of them are using it sort of. And anytime this package is imported in this main file, in this root directory, and it is being used, the file or the code in this init.py file will first of all be executed before any other code in those other two files will be executed. Now, this is a simple way or the structure of creating your Python packages and Python modules that you can import in another file, right? So all the while that we have been installing pandas, that we have been installing matplotlib, that we have been installing Excel packages, we have simply been installing them on the root of our directory, and it means that where this our file is seated also sits another folder that we cannot see, that we are able to import in our files. Okay, so I hope you understand this. So I'm going to pause this video. So in our next video we can start creating functions and classes into those files, and then we'll be able to import them inside this main.py file, and also create some codes that we are going to be running alongside the functions that we created in the modules, and then it will give us a more practical understanding of how to use modules and packages. So see you in the next video.